is the big threat to them in this game, mind you, unless they're looking to take the fight directly to MIBR and play them at their own game here and go for some jump outs as well. It's playing downstairs, though, on the side of MIBR here, just trying to keep G2 guessing and make sure things are slowing down. Trying to run straight into sight, but Bullet puts a bullet quite literally through Uno's head. Cryan's going to find one back onto Cyber, putting us in 4-4, but we are literally 30 seconds into the round, Ace, and already there are multiple kills coming back and forth.
This round is summing up perfectly what we expected from this match. Two teams coming in and really going at each other. Kantor there picking one up with a headshot onto Hutator, juking it out. Pengu gets in there with a kill onto MKing, puts them at the man advantage, and G2 in what is a very short first round go in there and get corridor now. He is on low health on the Thatcher. Pengu takes the head off MKing there though, and that will bring things back. Have necessarily the ability to do that. So they're going to have to be careful there. Pengu pushing in towards side there. The smoke grenade will miss. And Fabian will be able to get the diffuser down. Hugsor does get one onto Cryan. Fabian moves in with one of his own. And Pengu finish things off with the second on to the late.
Really shine. They thrive in chaos. Trying to find one. It's going to be an instant trade coming through, though, as Uno will go down to Cyber. Cyber also picking him up in response. Pengu's going to find Bullet pulling into a 3 versus 3 with 40 seconds. Literally 10 seconds go by and 4 people are dead.
They really don't want to make our job easy today, do they, Des? Calling 4 and 5 kills at once. 2 come in from Fabian and Kantor, both on headshots. MKing now has it all to do 1 versus 3. Challenge at the same time, and to get a trade out of this, they need to be careful about the timing. Nice. And they don't need to worry about the timing as Pengu steps around the table. MKing doesn't know he's coming.
They are moving through these maps so ridiculously fast.
You hit the nail on the head, Des. If Space Station we're familiar with from the EU teams, it's not something that we would necessarily associate with them, but Kantor coming in there, another headshot onto Hugsor, and Kantor absolutely going off. He's picked up a couple of opening kills now, round 2 and 4.
His head. No.
He's having a fantastic game. Novice will take him out there, but Uno will trade that one straight back out, and that, again, G2 are aware of that. They just have their information game on point. They know exactly where he's coming from, and he can't even get through the door before Pengu cuts him down and finishes the round off for G2 again. 4-0. What I like is that even now, as you said, as G2 are still focused on the objective. They know getting the diffuser down wins it. Cyber coming in with a huge 2k for his team. MKing 1 for himself before being traded out by Cryan, and that now leaves us. Pings are coming out. He's not sure. He's bouncing one side of the wall to the other. And the shots come through into the vault there, taking the head off Hugsor. And there in towards, but will take damage again, down to about 50 health now. And he will come in to challenge again and finally finish that kill onto Uno. Pengu with one of his own onto Hugsor, and now that leaves us in a 4 versus 4. Cyber is down, so effectively a 4 versus 3. We can see Kantor coming in, taking MKing off the board, and again, this round is as explosive as many of the previous that we've seen. And he's using the angles, he's using his map knowledge to the best of his ability to pick up that nitro kill, but Fabian will end.
It's good that you managed to get the Jaeger back up, but neither of you are on site right now. They do find Pengu with that pick, mind you, though, and there we go. The first round coming across to MIBR, maybe too little too late with it being your final defensive round, and we'll now switch sides. G2 get to go on the defense, and if Villa is anything to go by historically, but you've got Uno playing around here on the pulse. The cardiac sensor exists if he wants to play close. Not that it matters, he goes for a double, finds himself a triple in this round as he turns out one round. Bullet gets a kill, but Kanto swings out after being oh so patient, and G2 with another strong round find themselves at match point. Mirror shields, more than enough visibility for everyone. Fabian with a great swing out as well will catch MKing, bringing them down 2 members. They knew exactly where everyone was despite being ahead on numbers. A nice shot comes from Kanto down on red stairs. That'll bring down Cyber. 5 versus 2, 5 versus 1. Is this going to be the perfect flush to end things out with a flawless round? Bullets that's entirely alone inside a bathroom here. He will find one. It won't be quite flawless, but either way, you can almost call that a flawless performance from G2 as they take Villa 7-1.
The thing is, name me a player on G2, Des, that hasn't been involved in that victory in a major way.
Back on the 22nd of October, they played against Existence in the first round of OGA. They won it 7-4.
Uno, and that gets things going for the round. Pengu will get one onto Cyber in the dirt tunnel, though, doing a fantastic job out there of holding things down. We had Novice all the way into sight, but Fabian will shut that down with the Alder. Info 2 quick kills, Cryan and Kantor Rakete, 1 apiece, and that now leaves us all 4 members of G2 with 1 each. Pengu will get himself a second, which will mean that it's not quite a team.
For a second ago, Cyber knows what was going on there. They got this information. And Crying gets himself caught up with no backup from those. One is playing inside a garage as well. It's a good mindfulness here as well, but finding himself getting shot up, it doesn't matter. He finds a kill onto Cantor.
Will step down to the bottom of the cash stairs and get himself a kill onto Cyber. He'll get a second for his trouble onto Bullet in construction, and the push is going to be limited to this side with only 15 seconds left. M-King gets a as he leaps out and just tries to apply pressure. What a great rotation to get the kill onto Pengu. 1 versus 2 now, but time is becoming a factor. And just in the nick of time, they will move in and get the kill onto Bandit before he can be picked up. We just see Hugzord being peeked out by Crying there, and that's going to leave us now in a 5 versus 3 and a much, much better performance from G2 on this side. But how about that? M-King coming in and saying this one isn't finished yet. With commonly the case here on Clubhouse that it comes down to the very end. Pengu with a tight angle through will get the final 2 onto M-King and Novice, and that will be round number 3 going in favour of G2.
You come at the real king, you best not miss. Pengu finding 2 kills. The hammer, and G2 can sit super safely inside of sight and just wait for MIBR to come at them.
To really force any sort of movement in sight.
They're just really stuck at this point where they're out of utility, they're out of ideas. They've got a stun grenade to their name here, sat on the Hibana, but G2 find those final 2 kills super easy. And that's MIBR shut down. The thing is for G2, this is becoming easier because they know exactly where MIBR are going to come from. Barely any hatches have opened up.
All that G2 need to do now with 20 seconds remaining is keep themselves out of line. Bullet is going to have to move himself in. There we get Novice just getting downed by the electric wall, I think it was, that downed him. Uno gets a kill. It was indeed, as we see, the very rare electric operators off the board. They really do. It is essential. Look at that from Fabian. The confidence to keep shooting. He knew that...
The ceiling, I should say, so it falls straight down onto Catwalk. It means there's some pressure being applied onto Fabian, but it doesn't matter because he finds another kill onto Bullet. He will stay on 0 kills so far. Novice will find a trade back, but Kanto's elsewhere to find one. He finds 2 and gets the trade. Uno finds another, and just like on Villa, it's a 5-1 start to the map for G2.
And what we've just witnessed there is exactly the problem. When it's going to make things very difficult. In goes the Ying, in goes Kanto. Hugzord picks up Fabian, and that now leaves us in a 5 versus 2 very, very quickly as kills flying for MIBR. 5-1, and this was almost inevitable. Flawless round for them. Are the operator bans coming to bite G2?
You can see how tough it gets. You're absolutely when you start looking at it that way. Now, he is pushing his way up onto Catwalk here, but the trade comes through. Hugzord finds Crying, which means this Monty being up here really can't achieve much. In fact, he almost goes away with it. Does get a kill. That skillful rotation to use the shield being bashed away, as the literal shield for him was fantastic. But MIBR still find kills, and Kanto rounds things out with a self-grenade. MIBR hold strong. 2 defensive rounds back-to-back.
Castle walls quickly with Uno pushing from garage side. Kanto will be taken out from above by Cyber. Great shots from him. And that
towards lobby there, rather than being on the horizontal kill, on the vertical one. But Cyber's going to find his second with the rotation up the stairs. Now G2 find themselves in a spot where it's 4 versus 3.
Always naturally with the defenders because the bot works in their favour. 20 seconds to go. M-King moves in and gets the kill onto Fabian. Cyber with 1 onto Pengu. And that is the collapse that MIBR needed. Crying will get 1 onto Cyber, but at this point I think it will be impactless as he has to move in through the window. M-King gets the kill, and that is a statement from MIBR, and he will move in and get the kill. I don't think he will. It was Crying who got the kill. Pengu will be lost in the battle. Cyber one of his own. Hugzord follows it up, and this is collapsing through Garage Door very, very quickly. Is Garage Door where G2's dreams end on Clubhouse?
Because themselves the same way. Why we didn't have someone playing on the other side of double doors? The Hibana getting a sightline through, up into Catwalk, in towards sight is beyond me. Not got about 10 HP to his name and a dream, but MIBR say this is a nightmare, not a dream. They go 6 and 5, and they are 1 round away from forcing map number 3. Playing downstairs or just trying to upset people with runouts. They're all playing in the same spot, but a great shot comes through, and Cyber is an absolute thorn in their side here as well. Another one comes through into a 5 versus 2. G2 are down to just Uno and Pengu to save this round for them, but Cyber finds a triple. G2 are about to lose out on Clubhouse here and find us going through into the 3rd map to determine the victor of this series. It's entirely down to Uno on the Ash. He can't find it. It's a flawless round to close things out, and MIBR take map number 2.
Very solid performance from MIBR on the defense there. We came in.
Well, the last time we saw G2 play on this map was back on the 22nd of October. They played against Existence in the 1st round of OGA. They won it 7-4 the day. You and I said They have got a choice to make here. Do they want to match MIBR, trying to go for an Archives plan? I did say earlier on, if you have that upstairs control, it's not the worst thing in the world to defend. You can just watch out a lot of the angles from above. Of course, a lot of soft flooring is going to exist. Not that it matters, because Novus finds one kill. Fabian finds one trade straight back, though. Again, speaking about G2 earlier on in their trade potential, it's coming through, but Cyber is going to layer one on top of that.
And Hugzord will move away to now defend the post plant, but there isn't even much defending to do. Cyber and Hugzord, one apiece, will finish things off, and that's going to be round number 1 going in the favour of MIBR. I'm going to have to question Nitro kill there to open things up onto Cyber, and that will be long in round number 1. The risk of Archives Tellers not really paying off. Bullet will take the head off Crying, but Fabian will trade that straight back out. M-King has a real job to do here. It's certainly going to be too much. 4 seconds to go. It was a matter of time, really, until G2 collapsed onto him. There was a little bit of a risk there, as you said, Des, in leaving admin undefended. I'm always cautious of that. It's always MIBR have got no excuses here in terms of time. Cyber is going to meet his maker as Uno, where they are in supreme control, and they just drop back to site. They allow the roamers to come back in, and they just hold their angles exactly like that. Uno and Pengu get in those finals.
But that's exactly why G2 have chosen to ban away the Nomad, is so they can make plays like this.
And we get the repel straight into sight. Kanto's having none of it with a double kill onto Bullet and Hugzord, but Novice will get in there and trade that out, and that leaves Pengu now in a 1 versus 2. If anybody can do it, this is the man, and he will get the first shot onto Novice, and that leaves us 1 versus 2. Buck tries to delete the wall, but Pengu comes in with the clutch for G2. Spiral staircase getting himself onto the mid-floor, and the Valkyrie takes shots that will give his location away. Cyber moves in and gets the kill onto Crying. But Fabian steps up with the Alder and gets a kill onto Novice. Meanwhile, Cyber trades that one out with one.
Well, I believe. So there's enough here to play for them, but having been trapped up by the Jackal makes this really tough, and now it gets even tougher into a 1 versus 4 as Fabian dies on the Maestro. Elsewhere, Grenades won't be lying in behind him here as well. Goes to the spray, can't quite win it out though. MIBR take another round.
G2 are not going to pick up rounds if they keep leaving it to the last man. Damage from the grenade. He will see a man upstairs, however, and get the down. He won't finish it off as M-King moves around the corner and gets the kill. Hugzord is in front of Whitevan, getting the plan down. A flurry of kills leaves us 3 versus 2, and that's out of the yellow door. But as he tries to do that, Uno will be cut down, and that will be 3 apiece coming into the second half of Consulate.
The biggest problem there was G2.
In the closet to the right, M-King gets the first onto Pengu, and this is going to be short-lived at this point as Novice steps around the corner and gets the final kill for MIBR. Advantage, Pengu and Crying both off the board, IQ and Thatcher, so there will be no more denial of gadgets as well. As it is, M-King gets down, Kanto will finish him off. 4 versus 3.
He was going to get chipped at no matter how he chose to position himself behind that pillar. Got himself tagged out as Novice tags out Fabian on the other side. But now down to a 3 versus 2. Terrifying prospect if you're a G2 fan or a G2 player in this case. But Kanto's going to frag out. Find himself his 3rd kill of this round. Walks straight up though. Gets a quad somehow as well onto Novice on the other side of things. Now it can
start to hold angles. Hugzord is going to open things up with the Nitro. He's looking to push in with the mute. Kanto holds the angle, and that's the ace with a plan. It and take it out after it does a small amount of damage. Novice with a kill onto Crying, Bullet with one onto Uno, and this is quickly getting out of hand for G2. Themselves on the wrong end of a 2 versus 4, but what a 2 to have alive. You've got Fabian and Pengu, who will be unable to be effective as 1 kill comes in. Fabian gets one onto Novice, but that leaves him in a 1 versus 3 clutch situation. Damage is now done. 50 HP, pulls out the pistol, but the prone will be all it takes for MIBR to take that. Will they recognise where that is? Novice gets the kill onto Uno. Novice gets the kill onto Fabian to deny the plant. Diffuser now down cold. It is 2 versus 4, and things are slipping away very quickly. Pengu starts to put the diffuser down. Will not go on the table as suggested. Novice gets the kill onto Kanto. Pengu has to come off diffuser. He will get a kill onto Novice, but with time ticking down, the Maestro is all the distraction that MIBR need. I tell you now, there's a good chance that Crying loses that fight.
And a C4 from below as well. 2 members of G2 fall down. Kanto forced to try and play inside Coffin here as well. More potential C4s from below if he's not careful. Going for a grenade, but I believe there's still something around. Manages to get rid of the deployable shield, and now it's a gunfight. Cyber wins this one out. G2 with 2 members left alive to make this at the final 2 players here. Fabian jumps in. He's inside sight, but gets dropped. It's a 1 versus 5. Pengu, if you want to make a stake for that name of best player.
There is a huge, huge ask for him here. There is a man under the window
No
that will see him
way.
rappel over. MIBR will be your victors here, sending G2 home at the first opportunity in the OGA Pit Minor. Who would have thought it?